Hi, here at my range today, shooting my Bowtech Solution SS. It's got the flip desk on it. Has the comfort mode, performance mode. I recently switched it to the performance mode, and it is a completely different draw than I'm used to. I did that one time before, and I didn't leave it there very long because it was kind of uncomfortable, and I just wasn't used to it. So I switched it back, but I'm gonna try to leave it there a little bit longer this time and get used to it so that I can have a little bit more speed, maybe to help a little bit longer shots. But it is Father's Day, and I do want to talk a little bit about fatherhood. I want these videos to be about godly men and godly fathers. So on Father's Day, I do want to talk about a little bit about my dad. My dad was a blue-collar, hard-working truck driver. He wasn't home very often, so I didn't really get to know him real well. I did have a dad, but he just wasn't around very often. He was usually out on the road working, and in my mind, what was big to me when I was a kid was sports. I loved to play baseball when I was in Little League. I played soccer when I was a little kid, but then I loved football. I switched over to football. I wrestled, ran track, but my dad never saw me play football a single time. He came to one game when I was a sophomore, and at the end of the game, I did not get in. It was the only game he ever got to, and didn't get to see me play. But I used sports thinking that if I could do good at sports, he would be proud of me. If I could do good at sports, maybe he'd stay home more. And I worked hard to be the best I could be at sports to try to earn his pride and earn his affection. And not that he didn't love me. He loved me, and he showed me that he loved me. I knew that he loved me. That's not the point. The point was I used those things to try to make him proud of me. And to my dad, sports really didn't matter. Like I said, he was blue collar, hard working. So if I really wanted to try to earn his pride, I would have got a job, and I would have worked hard, and I would have been a blue collar worker at the age of 15, and that probably would have made him proud. But unfortunately, he passed away a couple weeks before my senior year of high school. And at his funeral, I did meet a couple women that he worked with. And when they came up and they introduced themselves, they said, "You are Max's youngest son, correct?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Your dad was so proud of you. He talked about you all the time." And I remember that hitting me, like, it hit me really hard. And I think because I didn't get to know him that well, unfortunately we died, I didn't react the way a lot of teenagers would. But when they told me that, I remember just breaking down and crying, because that was when I knew that my dad was proud of me, and that maybe even a little bit in my sports, he was proud of me. But my point with all of this is that I was using something that wasn't important to him to try to gain his pride, but I was using something that was important to me. And Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way that they should go." And when I think of that, is every kid is different. And now I'm a father, and I have 3 kids. I have a daughter and 2 sons, and they're all athletes. They all played sports, and sports was big to me. So it's easy for me to be proud of them through sports. But they're all into different things, even sports-wise. I love to shoot bows, and they have bows, and they shoot them with me every once in a while, but they're not real big into it, and that's fine with me, because what they are into individually, it doesn't matter as much what I'm into. It matters what they're into. And as a dad, I feel like I need to find ways to bond with them in what's important to them. My daughter shows pigs. She loves animals. She raises them and likes to go to livestock shows. This is something completely new to me, something that probably 20, 30 years ago, I would have never guessed I'd be doing. But it's important to her. She loves it. She takes ownership over it. So we do it together. The only thing I do is drive the truck. I hold the gates for her, and she does the rest. And I love to spend that time with her, and I'm very proud of her for doing that. My son is big into football, so that's my thing. Me and him bond over football. He's not a big hunter. He's not a big into shooting his bow, And that's okay. He's into sports, and he's into football, and he's into baseball, and me and him bond over that, and that's what we talk about. And I love to spend time with him through those things. I have a son that plays soccer. I'm not that big into soccer, but he loves it. At one point, he wanted to switch to football, and I feel like he wanted to do that because he knew I loved football. But I want him to do what he loves, and I encouraged him to stick with soccer because I know that he really does love it, and I love doing it with him. And he plays goalie, and sometimes he just wants me to go out and kick a soccer ball at him. And even though I don't know anything about soccer, and I'll gladly go out and kick soccer balls at them. But the point is that I am so proud of them for the things that they're passionate about, the things that they love. And I think that if we treat kids individually, we train them up the way that they should go and love them for the things that they're interested in. They don't need to love what I love. I need to love what they love. And I just want to encourage dads and fathers on Father's Day. Let's be good fathers. Let's spend time with our kids doing the things that they love. Let's bond with our kids over the things that they're passionate about. I don't need to force them to love what I love. They might want to hunt. They may get into archery later on down the road. Maybe when sports is not a big part of their lives. Maybe after that time passes. And that'll be great. And I'd love that. But if they don't, that's okay with me. I want to love what they love. So today on Father's Day, I want to encourage us all to be good fathers, to be the best that we can be. Are we going to be perfect? Absolutely not. I don't think there's a perfect dad out there. But we love our kids. We care about them. So let's be good fathers, good husbands. Like I said, I want this to be about godly men and godly husbands and godly fathers. So love your kids. Spend some time with them today. Happy Father's Day, everybody. If you like this, hit the like button. So I thank you.